Coming up on this edition of Bearkat Student Media News, the university's students and staff pay their respects to fallen Bearcats. Also, a longtime fixture at Sam Houston State has decided to call it a career. We sit down and talk with him.
Live from the Dan Rather Communications Building on the campus of Sam Houston State University, this is Channel 7 News.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jesus Martinez, and welcome to Bearkat Student Media News. The 10-year anniversary of Ravens Call was a bittersweet occasion for just about everyone who attended. This year's memorial had a certain ring to it. Bearkat Student Media's Faith Evans has more.
In memory of all of the fallen Bearcats over the last year, the bell rings 3 times as we observe a moment of silence. The SHSU Orange Keys hosted Ravens Call in front of the bell tower for the 10th year to celebrate the lives of not only students, but faculty and staff, retired faculty and staff, and alumni who passed away. To some, this may have seemed like a sad occasion, but to some family members, this was the closure they needed.
I feel joy because actually we did our photo shoot in the same area where this Raven Call is. We took pictures under the bell, inside the bell, and if you go back to the reception, the picture of him in front of the bell is one of the pictures they selected for his memorial.
Words of encouragement goes a long way for families who mourn the lives of their loved ones. University President Dr. Alyssa White and former President James F. Gatner shared a few words of comfort and shared experiences to those who gathered around.
And this is a time that we acknowledge the grief that is attached to every loss. And we acknowledge that you are here today to honor your loved ones, and we celebrate their lives with you today.
One by one, their names were called, and a rose was placed in the Ravens Call Memorial for more than 100 fallen Bearcats. Remembering these Bearcats' impact on the university will is the most important outcome of this event.
I think it is such a great way to honor the people that have served here. Terry was on the faculty somewhere between 25 and 30 years, and it's just nice to think about her being your mentor all these years, helping me in the schools, helping me with author visits of my own, to come back and really recognize her today.
The atmosphere and being able to honor those who attended or worked at SHSU seemed overwhelming, and an honor to understand the impact Sam Houston has on people's lives.
I love Sam Houston, and just the thought of having a program such as the Raven Calls, it just makes me want to promote Sam Houston, shout out their name, and say this is like a real beautiful school to attend. I'm glad Taylor made the choice, and I supported his choice to attend Sam Houston.
Ravens Call began in 2012 and will continue for the foreseeable future. On the campus of Sam Houston State University, Faith Evans, Bearkat Student Media.
Through the decades, there's been one fixture of life here at Sam Houston State University, student life, that is. Vice President Frank Parker has been serving the university since 1980, but at the end of the semester, he'll be taking on a new project, retirement. Bearkat Student Media's Tyler Frankham sat down and talked about his storied tenure here at SAM.
Vice President for Student Affairs, Frank Parker, will hang up his cap and gown at the end of the spring semester after 42 years of dedicated service to the university. Mr. Parker has served the campus community for more than 4 decades, putting students first.
But just never forget who you serve and why you're here and what you're trying to accomplish while you're here.
Reflecting on 40-plus years of SHSU history, Parker recalled one of his favorite moments with Sam.
I think the year that was big for me in my programming was the year we did a live shot to the Grammy Awards when Willie Nelson was up for Song of the Year. I was torn. I wanted Willie Nelson to win, and the group that won was Toto. And that's my favorite group. I have a dog that recently passed away. His name is Toto.
When asked about transitioning from work to retirement, Parker seems to have figured it out.
So right now your title is Frank Parker, Vice President of Student Affairs. When you hang up your high academia cap and gown and you walk into your front door and you're done, what's your title then? Frank Parker?
Fisherman, Frank Parker, who likes to go talk with his friends and have a cigar.
Given the chance to impart one last piece of lasting wisdom onto the student body,
life's too good to smoke a bad cigar. And nothing is as bad as it always seems.
from the campus of Sam Houston State University, Tyler Rincon-Frankham, Bearkat Student Media.
For some students here at SHSU, it's that time of the year, crunch time. Time to get those assignments in before finals. As Bearkat Student Media's Elizabeth Machuca tells us, for some, this is taking a toll on their mental health.
As the days get longer, so does the schoolwork. As SHSU students get closer to the end of the semester, the pressure is on, causing some students high stress in their busy lives.
Stress just makes doing even the basic things a lot harder. You know, like even taking care of yourself, you know, even that becomes second fiddle to the things you're worried about every day.
It does impact me a lot. Like, I mean, sometimes, especially for my mental health, I'll be like, oh, it'd be good to do this. But instead, I'm like, I shouldn't be allowed or I shouldn't do this because I have work to do.
Taylor Dusek Health is an education specialist for the Office of Health Promotion at Sam Houston State University. She says at the Student Health Center, they get quite a few stressed out students, and most have similar stressors.
Times are hard right now. And even before the pandemic, students were stressed out because, you know, they have classes to worry about, some of them have jobs they need to worry about. But now we know that, you know, students are stressed out because they might have financial issues. They have a lot of food insecurity. Sometimes they don't know where their next meal is coming from necessarily, or how they're going to pay their electricity bill. On top of that, they also have their courses to worry about, you know, so they've got a final coming up or a midterm that they have to study for on top of the other 10,000 things they have to do.
The Student Health Center offers many resources students may need if they're having high levels of stress. This also includes group therapy. On the campus of Sam Houston State University, Elizabeth Machuca, Bearkat Student Media.
Coming up, a group of students simulate real-world situations. We take a look into the process.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me.
That was perfect.
But I heard every word.
The proud son of hardworking immigrant parents, Eric Rodas chose to serve his country. A father, a soldier, and now a college graduate. He proved that circumstances have nothing to do with your outcome. Since 1879, we've been helping students like Eric determine their future. Sam Houston State University, a great name in education. This could be any town in Texas. Friendly folk. Everyone knows everyone, including our doctor, when we have one. Out here, it's an hour drive just for a checkup. They say we're facing a shortage of doctors, and that's one thing our state can't afford. We're so deeply bound to our rural roots, it's hard to comprehend. That's why Sam Houston State University created its College of Osteopathic Medicine to meet the healthcare needs of our rural communities and all who call Texas home. Better healthcare in our small towns is better for everyone. A new generation of physicians for Texans from a medical school that understands our Texas roots. Sam Houston State University, a great name in medicine.
She found closure through her artwork. Bearkat Student Media's Matthew Ogle tells us how one former SHSU student grew up with a mother addicted to meth and how she envisions her work will help others in a similar situation.
Located on University Avenue in Huntsville, Texas, there lies the Satellite Gallery, an art studio with the works of numerous artists, including that of SHSU students and alumni, detailing their stories. One SHSU alum, Chelsea Taylor, has a harrowing upbringing, but an inspiring muse for her projects. Raised by her single mother, Taylor did not realize until she was 18 that her mother had been addicted to crystal methamphetamine the majority of her childhood.
And like that whole time, I knew something was wrong with like her mental and her physical health because it was deteriorating over time, and she was also with a really abusive boyfriend, and we went through a lot of financial instability. So it was a kind of a weird relationship.
Taylor uses items from her childhood to create her unique style of crystallized interdisciplinary art. By covering faces in photos and nostalgic possessions, she hopes that others who have faced the same afflictions can envision their trauma through her work, and can one day find closure.
When I did the project as an undergrad between my mom and my grandmother, like they had always had like a really terrible relationship before too, like to the point that they didn't speak for like 18 years. And it was having a huge effect on me and my identity as well, and like because I was like a bridge between both of them, you know. So I did that project in order to create like a space for them to start talking again, or like just to help them understand how their relationship had affected me. And it did, and they ended up talking again. And like my mom, when my grandmother was sick, she came down here and she took care of her while I was at grad school. So they got a whole year together before she died, and I think, you know, that never would have happened if I had never even started that project.
Shortly after Taylor had graduated, her mother has since gone to rehab and quit her addiction. She and Chelsea have begun the reconciliation process and are working to heal the wounds of the past, all because of Taylor's crystal artwork for closure. In Huntsville, Matthew Ogle, Bearkat Student Media.
While most students head home after class, the Model United Nations students are quickly preparing for their upcoming conference. Every Thursday at 7 p.m., the Model UN students gather to conduct research for this unique academic simulation. This year, the students must assume the role of South Korean delegates, in which they'll solve real-world issues with their policies and perspectives of their assigned country.
I am a part of the Commissions of Social Development, and within my committee, we're going to be focusing on the COVID-19 pandemic and sustainable development with internet and education.
The delegates leave this Sunday for New York, where they'll compete against 90-plus schools. Good luck to our Bearcats, and we hope they bring back the first-place trophy. Still ahead, we take a look into the recent literary event in the Lohman Student Center and hear from authors who took part in the event.
And it looks to be in the lower 70s with sunshine on Thursday. I'm forecaster Justin Hardcastle, and we'll have your full weather picture right after the break.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzzed and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Or maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all. If I could go back, I would. But I can't.
Three, two, one.
Schmidt in the gun, stands on the 15. Schmidt looking over center, it's caught! It's a touchdown! It's a touchdown!
Good afternoon, Huntsville and Sam Houston State University students. I'm Justin Hardcastle with your local forecast. It's currently 72 degrees and sunny in Huntsville with sunny skies throughout the day. Humidity is at 50%. And there's going to be a slight breeze throughout the day with the feels-like temperature at 72. Around the region, Centerville's at 70 degrees, Groveton is now at 75 degrees, Livingston checks in at 76, College Station at 73, Conroe is at 76, and finally Hardin is a bit warmer at 81 with partly cloudy skies. Statewide, El Paso is at 70 degrees, Lubbock at 57, while Dallas checks in at 69, and Brownsville a very warm 90. Around the nation, it's 49 degrees in New York, 53 in Chicago, and a nice 84 down in Miami, and Denver is at a chilly 44 degrees with LA checking in at 78. For tomorrow, expect a high of 72 degrees in Huntsville, sunrise at 7:04 a.m., expected to be sunny skies throughout the day, winds from the southeast at 15 miles an hour, and humidity at 50%. The 5-day forecast for Huntsville, tomorrow we have 74 with a low of 45, Friday has a high of 74 with a low of 44 and no rain, Saturday with a high of 82 with no rain, Sunday 82, and Monday a high of 80 with a low of 68 and a 51% chance of rain. That's it for the Bearkat Student Media Weather Center. I'm Justin Hardcastle, and you have a great rest of your week.
Temperatures surely look good compared to 90s, that is. Award-winning authors visited the Loman Student Center last week as part of the literary event in Huntsville. The lineup of authors consisted of Christopher Paul Curtis, Diana Coy Wynn, and Kimberly King Parsons. Each author read from the parts of their book and ended with a discussion with audience and Q&A and book signing once the event wrapped up.
This is our annual National Book Awards Festival. It's in collaboration with the National Book Foundation in New York City. The sort of owners of the top or the second biggest prize, literary prize in the country, which is the National Book Awards. Usually ex-winners of the award that make up a committee of people, and essentially they look at hundreds and hundreds of books that are nominated each year, make the decision. Winners are announced in New York City.
The public and the students enjoyed this event for 7 days. Jacob?
The Bearkat baseball team took to the diamond this past weekend. Find out how they fared against a team from the Valley. I'm Bearkat Media sportscaster Jacob Salome, and I'll have all your action on the diamond coming up after the break.
As a boy, Lorenzo Baez's playground was the streets. When his grandfather suffered a heart attack, one nurse's act of kindness changed his life. Today, he is the first in his family to graduate college, and he's not done yet. He's on his way to becoming a doctor. Since 1879, we've been helping students like Lorenzo defy the odds. Sam Houston State University, a great name in education.
Bearkats know how to tackle big challenges, as the ongoing pandemic has shown us. The campus community has gone to great lengths to slow the spread of COVID-19, but we're not there yet. Our best shot for returning to normal is getting Bearkats vaccinated. The vaccine is safe and effective for protecting people from COVID-19. For me, for you, for Bearkats, let's get back to normal.
Bearkats know how to get things done, as the ongoing pandemic has shown us. The campus community has gone to great lengths to stop the spread of COVID-19, but we're not done yet. Our best shot for returning back to normal is getting more Bearkats vaccinated. The vaccine is safe and effective in stopping the spread of COVID-19. For me, for you, for Bearkats, let's return back to normal.
The proud son of hardworking immigrant parents, Eric Rodas chose to serve his country. A father, a soldier, and now a college graduate. He proved that circumstances have nothing to do with your outcome. Since 1879, we've been helping students like Eric determine their future. Sam Houston State University, a great name in education.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jacob Salome with your Bearkat Student Media Sports. Friday night, the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley Vaqueros scored in 6 straight innings to take the series opener 10-4 over Sam Houston at Don Sanders Stadium. Rio Grande Valley put up all 10 of its runs from the 2nd through the 7th inning, overcoming an early Bearkat advantage to even its league record for the year in the first meetings between the programs since 2008. Sam Houston got 3 hits from Justin Wischkowski, including an RBI single in the 2nd inning that gave the Cats a 3-1 lead. But the Vaqueros were red hot throughout the night, with every hitter registering at least 1 hit. This was the first of 3 games Sam Houston and Rio Grande Valley played against over the weekend at Don. Game 2 of 3 took place Saturday between the two teams. The Bearcats erased an early deficit to even the series with Rio Grande Valley with a 10-7 win over the Vaqueros. Walker Janik tied the game up with a 2-run homer in the 2nd inning on his way to a 3-hit day. And the duo of Clayton Chadwick and Justin Wischkowski also had 3 hits apiece with a combined 7 RBIs to pace the Bearcat offense. The Cats and Vaqueros closed out the series Sunday with Rio Grande Valley taking the rubber match by a score of 13-6. Lane Brewster led the Cats with 3 hits. A lot of excitement on the diamond in the coming weeks. I'm Jacob Salome, and that's a wrap on sports.
Thanks, Jacob, for that sports update. Well, staying on sports, the most recent esports one-night event to take place was the Halo Infinite tournament. Those wanting to compete were encouraged to join online through the IM leagues. The event was live streamed through the SHSU esports Twitch channel. The tournament was made up of 4 different teams that battled each other through the night for the top spot. In the end, the team Goofy Goobers was victorious. And that'll do it for us here this week at Bearkat Student Media News. I'm Jesus Martinez, and we'll see you back here next week.